Welcome to another episode of the article series of which junglers are the best to learn to jungle with. As these junglers, I feel, will teach you how to learn, make it easier to learn future jungle champions. First, to start off, it's no secret, one of my favorite junglers in the game is Jarvan. In fact, he's my favorite. And I feel he is one of the best, if not the best jungler to learn to jungle just 100% with. I will do this differently than I did the previous videos where I talked a little bit about the article and suggested a few things like, oh, this is good, go read the rest of the article. Instead, I'm going to go a little bit about my history with Jarvan because I think this is quite interesting to know. But read the article for information as to why I feel Jarvan is one of the best junglers to learn with, and perhaps why he is the best. I wrote an article a couple of years ago about this. In fact, I believe around season 2. But I still believe he is going to teach newer players just pretty much every facet they need to learn about the jungle. Alright, so historically, I played a lot of conservative junglers in Season 1 and 2, where I would play things like Skarner too, after he was buffed at least. Play Skarner and play a little bit passive to level 6 and not really touch junglers like Lee Sin. I was mostly playing stuff that either farmed or control that avoided the lanes. Then Jarvan became a thing where everybody had to learn how to play him. And my friends told me, Stonewall, you gotta learn Jarvan. I played him on release and liked him, but everybody threw him into a lane with like 1,000,000 heart of gold, so I got sick of seeing him, so I didn't give him another chance. After that was nerfed and he fell out of the graces, I tried him in the jungle once again, and I was like, this is amazing. I love just how quickly he cleared the camps. At that time, he still had severe mana sustain, and it was crazy. But what made me fall in love is his EQ ultimate combo. At that time, Vladimir was insane. He was stupid as hell, and nobody could deal with him. However, I played Jarvan and I realized, holy crap, I can gank people that have 1,000,000 fucking blinks and escapes. I could go in on Vladimir, press W, and then just start striking him with red, forcing his little pull out. Then I use my EQ. Even if he flashes out, I got my ultimate, I pin him down, and then my teammate comes in and murders him. I was like, that was a very satisfying thing. And so I quickly started learning how to gank better or how to time certain combos better, because I was, getting a lot more brazen instead of just, play Warwick and only come to gank when I have my one-click button up. Jarvan also, that little EQ combo to avoid bushes, that shit, holy crap, you can tell I abused that. Like, everybody warded and I hated it, and I suddenly figured, you know what, I can go through walls where they won't see it. Everybody puts their ward in the river instead of in the bush, and I can just narrowly get through here where they can't spot me. Jarvan was probably one of the first junglers who had actual direct ganks from a lane, It's just straight from tower into the lane, EQ flash ultimate in there. A lot of other junglers had to go through the rivers and shit, so the wards would always spot them and it'd be ridiculous. But Jarvan could actually do indirect ganks, and that at the time was ridiculous. The only other one that I think could have done that was like Warwick. Fiddlesticks would get spotted eventually, and then he gets CC'd. But Jarvan's was just that much more satisfying because he had that triple blink. I actually wasn't a great initiator at that time. When I would play stuff like Jungle Nunu and Warwick and everything, I just jump randomly. I'd flash in ult or use whatever. With Jarvan though, I learned, my flag needs to be in the right place before I initiate. I need to hit the best people, so I have to be in a good position and they have to be in a good angle towards me. So I learned to initiate a lot better thanks to Jarvan. I learned to use my ultimate not to kill my own teammates because of Jarvan. I learned a lot by playing the game as Jarvan, more than I learned about jungling than any other character. But yeah, I hold it very personal that Jarvan taught me a lot of things from the jungle. Because of him, I was able to branch off to junglers like Lee Sin, who I sucked with, and Malphite, perfecting him because my old initiations with him were terrible. And then just pretty much even more future junglers like Aatrox and Zed. Everything I learned from Jarvan, I applied to future champions and became better as a result. My skill level after I started gushing over Jarvan jumped up. And as cheesy as it sounds, that's what I believe made me a better jungler. Learning every facet there is about jungle Jarvan. And that's why I wholly recommend anyone who wants to start jungling or wants to get better at jungling to learn to jungle Jarvan.